Violent crime is currently a major concern for many Americans. The FBI's Uniform Crime Reporting Program, also known as the UCR, has a specific definition for violent crime. It says that violent crime is composed of 4 offenses: murder and non-negligent manslaughter, forcible rape, robbery, and aggravated assault. Violent crimes are defined in the UCR program as those offenses which involve force or a threat of force. I believe that a ban on firearms would fail to decrease violent crime. Preliminary figures indicate that as a whole, law enforcement agencies throughout the nation reported a decrease of 3.5% in the number of violent crimes brought to their attention for the first 6 months of 2008, when compared with figures reported for the same time in 2007. During the same time period, gun sales rose considerably in 2008 compared to 2007. And from 2005 to 2008, the FBI's Uniform Crime Report showed a downward trend in violent crime. A gun ban would fail to keep guns out of criminals' hands. One thing all criminals have in common is that they disobey the law. If firearms are made illegal, there's no guarantee that criminals would obey the law and turn in all their guns. Current firearm legislation also requires that a prospective gun owner must pass a background check prior to purchasing a firearm. Wayne LaPierre, the executive vice president of the NRA, said, "We've always been vigilant about protecting the rights of law-abiding citizens to purchase guns, and equally vigilant about keeping those guns out of the hands of criminals and the mentally defective, and the people who shouldn't have them." Many criminals that acquire firearms later used in violent crimes do not acquire them legally. Other illegal items such as drugs are easily attained, and if firearms were illegal, they would not be an exception to the rule. Smuggling is already a large factor in the purchase of illegal firearms, and it would continue in the event that firearms became illegal. Many firearm enthusiasts do not use guns to commit crimes. The high number of guns sold in the U.S. is purchased through all the legal channels, and gun sales are not reflective of violent crime. Violent crime could actually increase in the absence of firearms used for protection, just because criminals prefer unarmed victims. 31% of violent crimes committed in 2007, according to the FBI data, were robberies. A robbery is defined as the taking or attempting to take anything of value from the care, custody, or control of a person or persons by force or threat of force or violence, and or by putting the victim in fear. Of all robberies committed in 2007, 44% were committed on the street or highway. Small businesses in high crime areas would also have no protection against robbery in the absence of a firearm, due to the fact that criminals prefer unarmed victims. Convenience stores, service stations, and other small businesses would be open to more frequent robberies. Most violent crime is committed with weapons other than firearms. Many weapons other than guns can be used in the commission of what is considered to be a violent crime. And in 2004, the UCR data indicated that the most violent crime, about 30.7%, involved the use of personal weapons. Personal weapons are things like hands, fists, feet, etc. Firearms were used in 25%. Knives and cutting instruments were used in 15.5%. And other dangerous weapons were used in 27.3%. Only 1 out of 4 violent crimes is actually committed with a firearm. There are many dangerous weapons with which a criminal can attack an unarmed victim. Population also has a large effect on rates of violent crime. In metropolitan statistical area of the United States, there were 504 instances of violent crime per 100,000 inhabitants, compared to 395 instances for cities outside metropolitan areas, and 209 instances for non-metropolitan areas. It would seem that population has a greater effect than firearms on the number of violent crimes in the U.S. This is why a ban on firearms would fail to decrease violent crime.